Yash. Hello. It is 1, 2, 3. Day 5 of summer vacation. Day 1 of summer vacation vlogs. SVV. I'm hungry, so I need to go out and get some food so I can make this darn cooking vlog for my friend Julia. But also, if you look out there, is a pillowcase drying. I found a mask. Here we go. Ooh, this is gross.
Yasha.
Gosh. Okay, so I guess. Okay, so it's summertime in Japan, and what better meal to eat in the middle of the day to cool off than a nice bowl of steaming hot curry. Ah, Julia, you're a mad woman. Today, we are going to be making golden curry. Not sponsored. I wish I was, but you know, alas. We're going to need an onion. Let's say 2 potatoes. Probably half of this, maybe the whole thing, who knows. So for the meat, you can do a couple of things. I personally like to do chicken breasts because it's cheap here. Beef is a little expensive. Sometimes I use pork, but I do have some beef used for like beef bowls typically in the freezer, so I think I'm gonna do that today. So, there's our ingredients. As you can see clearly, it's a great shot. Okay, it's so stinking hot. Oh, you're slanted. Oh, how dumb is this? A messy kitchen. Recycling is this Friday though, so please don't fall. Recycling is this Friday, so amazing. Yash, yasha. Okay. Could do that. I had an extensive conversation with a teacher at one of my schools about the different kinds of potatoes they have in Japan and how they're good for different things. But of course, I forgot which is which. So just, you want a potato that's gonna hold up after cooking for a little bit. Cut all your vegetables up. We're going like this size for the potatoes. You can go bigger, probably not any bigger. You can go smaller than that if you want. You can peel them if you want. I prefer not to because 1, I'm lazy. 2, vitamins or something. It's kind of strange with carrots, I guess, because, you know, like when you have a really nice roast beef and they're cut up like really big, but you cook them like forever and they get really soft and sweet. I really like that, but I also really like the fresh crunch still. So I cut my carrots kind of, they're all over the place in terms of like thickness and size. I know you can't see that from here. But next for the onion, we're gonna use half of an onion. Oh, you know what? I have half of an onion already. Yeah, so what I do, I cut it into fourths and then a little bit more past that. Like that. Now we have cut onion. What a great guy. My thing about curry, one of my secrets, when I put the vegetables into the pan, I like to burn them, which I know is a little crazy. Just take like however much oil you feel like you want to use, like a tablespoon or something. And this is like screaming high heat, like higher than something that's really high. You can just gonna throw this in there, and so just throw them into the pan and let them sit there. It might stick a little bit, especially if you have such a I think it's a Peter Rabbit pan. It's cute, but it does the job. The handles get too hot and I burn myself. But other than that, yikes. can see it's just like wild smoking, which might be bad, but I like that. I don't know what I'm doing, Julia. I got these crunchy cookies. Figure they'd be a good, like, wait for the vegetables to burn kind of snack. Hope there's not nuts in it. Exactly what you think it tastes like. Get out of there, potatoes! If you can see this carrot right here, this little charred guy, that's what I like. I could have gone a little bit longer, but I'm hungry, so we're just gonna leave it there. This is just an extra step. It's fine. It just, something Food Network. By the way, we're just following the direction of the box. We're not doing anything, well, kind of. I don't really weigh my vegetables, so maybe that's why it never turns out good. Better here. See that onion there? It's, that's what I like. Oh, a little more than that, but. Now that that's good, we're gonna toss in our meat, which is just in a frozen chunk. Throw the vegetables on top. Last, and certainly not least, we're gonna add half of the amount, a little more than half of the amount of water, which I didn't check. 750 milliliters. So maybe you're wondering, why, Carlo? Why only about half the water? And I'll tell you why. Julia and everyone else that's watching this right now. Because I was eating dinner with my friend and he made curry and he adds tomatoes to it. The last bit of water, you're gonna do tomatoes. I really like this best with like the hot curries, and if you add cheese to it afterwards, it's also really, really nice. Like the tomato hot cheese. Woo! So after you do this, it says to partially cover it and leave it on low to medium heat for about 20 minutes, and that's just to cook everything through and let all the flavors kind of hang out together and stuff. And since the tomatoes are a little bit thicker than the water, you don't have to be afraid of like adding too much and it getting watered down. Maybe. So it boiled. We're gonna leave it to simmer for 20 minutes. Get the roux cubes ready. And yeah, I'm gonna go watch Power Rangers for 20 minutes. Hang in there. That was a joke because you're hanging upside down. I know this could be a part where I talk about my life, but I'm not going to because nothing is happening right now. Which is a good thing, I think, maybe. Who knows? See you soon! Ooh! I've watched like 40 episodes in the past few days. I'm not complaining about it. Now that your 20 minutes have gone by and you've thoroughly overcooked your curry because it was a little bit more than 30 minutes, 20 minutes, because time got away from you as it usually does when you watch shows. Take it off the heat and then add your curry roux cubes one by one, mixing them in completely before you add the next one. That one looks gone, and then you just do it again. I'm telling you, Julia, you should have just like Googled a real YouTuber to see how they make it, so you wouldn't have to deal with this garbage tutorial. And when you're mixing it up, you want to be sure that like you're scraping the bottom and kind of scraping down the sides so you don't have chunks of roux when you're eating your curry. Because let me tell you, few things are worse than sitting down and eating curry and just like thinking you're about to bite into some chicken, but it turns out to just be a roux cube that you didn't quite mix in all the way. Like this one I just lost, so now I'll have to eat this pot of curry in fear. Yasha. When your curry is all... Let's get you down from there. So when the roux is all... So when the roux is all mixed in, you're going to have something kind of like this. Wow, that looks like curry. And at this point, you can put it back on... At this point, you can put it back on low heat on the stove. Or you can dish it up. So I'm going to do that in how I like my curry. Some people like their curry in a plate. I prefer mine in a bowl. Do I have a clean bowl? Yes, I do! Okay, so we're just gonna... there it is. I got some rice. I am actually a pretty big fan of hot curry and... I just get rice everywhere. And cold, well, not cold rice, like room temperature rice. Not warm rice, I guess, is the point. I don't know why. Oh my god. But it's just something that I like, and everyone can like get their own curry how they want. So this is a little thicker than I usually like it, but you know, have it your way. If you have a poached egg, or like a soft-boiled egg, that's really nice as well. If you have like fried chicken, like a Japanese-style fried chicken, that's great too. If you, I'm gonna put this back on the stove. Okay. How's that? Okay, so this is the curry that we ended up with today. This is probably gonna be hot enough for me because my spice tolerance has plummeted since moving to Japan. But if it's not hot enough for you, any like hot sauce, this is what I have. I don't know if you can buy it in America, probably. Marie Sharps. Any hot sauce. Tabasco might work. You don't want anything too smoky, probably. Or if you just have any like chili powder, that works too. So there you go, Julia. I hope you can make your golden curry that I sent you months ago confidently now, and I hope it turns out well. Oh, if for some godforsaken reason you are interested in more content from me, just a little bit of a teaser for what's next. These have been sitting in my pantry for... Oh my god, I got plain ones and I could have eaten them. Well, we'll still use them. Got some new Kit Kat flavors to try. Bum bum bum! Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go watch more Power Rangers.